So let me tell you why I don't have to go to the gym today. You may not notice, but my attire, this is my physical working attire. These are my grubs. This is Vince's fleece that he gave me a while ago. Don't worry, I washed the gay out. It's fine. It's a straight fleece now. I really ought to take him these. I slam on him all the time. I don't know if he watches these or not. I'm 1 minute. Okay, I'll remind myself. I'm a minute in. I got to send this to Vince. So the reason I don't have to go to the gym today is because I've done a ton of physical labor. And there were a couple of years, especially when I was doing the landscaping, retaining walls, laying down rock, regrading land so it slopes away from the house and the drainage goes away, pond line or like I don't know how many yards. I think cumulatively 7 yards, all done by hand, wheelbarrow. Haul them out there because we couldn't get the truck back there or anything like that. The point is, I would do so much physical labor that I would drop below 150. And if I had the day where I did landscaping or a lot of physical work, especially if I drop below $150, if I drop below $150 because I'm doing manual labor, I ain't going to the gym. Matter of fact, I allow myself, maybe I'll have myself a donut. Maybe I'll have one of those amazing butterscotch shakes over at Sicky's Garage on the east side of Rapid City if you ever come to town. Well, today was one of those days. And the reason, just listen to me. Listen to me about the economics of this. I spent 5 hours. No, I got to factor in work I did yesterday. Let's call it 7 hours. 7 hours, medium to hard labor. Also hauling rocks with a wheelbarrow, digging with a shovel. I had to do that because somebody didn't make a call. We're talking 7 hours, manual labor, medium to hard. I don't know how many calories of energy that is. I ain't going to the gym today, though. Didn't go yesterday. All that labor and 4 hours of an employee's labor, 2 hours of his manager and his manager, and then they had to send a guy out from the main internet company, probably let's call it 2. So let's just add it all up. 7 hours hard labor, whatever the calories of energy that might be. 4 of the guy, so that's 11. 1 each of his managers, because the guy didn't speak English, because of course not. So we're up to 13 hours. 13 hours plus the other guy had to come and go. Now we're at 15. We are at 15 hours of labor that could have been avoided with 1 phone call. 1. I think I might send this to the internet company. I'm not going to mention the name because I don't want to promote them. I said, look, man, this is what was it? I know a high-ranked professor in supply chain management. He was calling it was something like the golden emblem or the golden logo. And I think it was Ford. Probably was Ford. It was one of the big 3. They screwed up the glue on the emblem. Something as petty and small as that, right? The little hood ornament. Maybe it was the golden ornament. I'd have to talk to him. And because, there's your Ford logo and it would fall off. So, I don't know, thousands of cars costing him tens of millions of dollars this cost. Somebody who's in the world of supply chain might know this better than me. Because their logo wouldn't stay on the hood, because they saved themselves, some dickless NBA fuckwit saved themselves a nickel in glue costs. They lost with sitting costs and financing costs because everything is just in time inventory management. They lost multiple millions, probably tens of millions of dollars as thousands, maybe tens of thousands of cars sit on lots waiting for the hood ordinance to be and then I got to imagine labor costs, right? Probably was more labor costs than I think about it. Because now you got to pay some schmuck to go out there, chisel off the other, put the new glue on. Because again, a smaller than smaller than an atom, the size of an electron-sized microscopic NBA dick decide to save a nickel in gluing costs, costing you what, 100, maybe $150, $200 a car? And this was the thing. So let me tell you how it worked. Let me explain this to you. This is, you got to play so much defense against the idiots out there. I got it on an email, maybe even also printed off, where it says, you have new internet. The cable has yet to be buried. Cable's just on the ground, just laying on top of the ground. We will send a contractor, they even said from what state, to go and bury the cable. They will call you and let you know. I'm like, that's good. In the meantime, make sure that your gas line and everything else is marked by the utility company. Cool. I call them up. We get it marked. I say, but where they put the junction box on the house, I know back there's some landscaping I don't want disturbed. So we will run conduit over the top or alongside the house, and we'll just pipe in through there. Right? I buy the conduit, I get the brackets, I get the glue. I wake up one day, I'm doing some work. Do you remember the video where I'm like, why is my security alarm going off? I looked, there was nothing. No, the guy had been there. He dug the trench. I did not get a call, and he left saying, well, we can't go any further because there's landscaping and this in the way. It's like, no shit, buddy. I have the conduit. I could just assemble it. I'm not an expert on cable, but I know we got to thread the conduit on the cable, and then I'll just bolt it on. And then you can hook it up and at the terminal. This would have taken at most an hour. An hour. Because if you don't know what conduit, it's piping to protect whatever you want to run through it. Typically, internet wire or something like that. It would have been like, yeah, let me know. I'll grab the stuff out of my garage. I'll put it on, and then we go. And I'd love to continue on with the story, but it's just after 3 more visits or 2 more visits, because they didn't contact him, the guy doesn't speak English. That lack of a phone call saying, we are coming and be there at this time. Cool, I'll make sure I'm there. So your guy just has to visit. Lord, you know what? It's more than 15 because that guy had to drive multiple times. Let's call it 17 hours. Because you didn't make a phone call. When I talk about you guys, you want to know why the third world is a third world? Because they don't make the phone call. Oh, sure, crime, whatever, corruption. I get it, sure. Not showing up on time, not making the phone call, not following instructions. And then the most perfect example of this, forget third world poverty. The best is Plainly Difficult, the YouTube channel. Go watch just a little bit. You only have to watch 2 or 3 episodes. I recommend the damn channels. All right. Or the nuclear exposure accidents. Because all it shows you is how one failure at a critical junction has thousands, if not millions of times the time and labor cost of making the wrong decision. And what he does is he does human-made disasters and how did it happen? So there's like bridge collapses, and he did the Miami condo collapses. My favorite are the dams. And I believe one in China, I remember very specifically, they needed 10 millimeter rebar. Mr. Jok Choi Sung, whatever the fuck his name was, decided he'd skimp and save on 8 mil and do 8 millimeter instead. The laws of physics doesn't care that you say, oh, he saved money. Well, don't collapse. Nope, it collapsed. Lord knows how many hundreds of thousands of people died. And the economist me is like, dude, so what was the 2 millimeter cost savings? As a percentage of the total dam cost, it couldn't have amounted more than half of 1%. And all that money, an entire dam was wasted. All of it, the labor, the money, the people's lives that got killed in between. And this is the shit that you got to look at. Now, it's not like you're going to die, unless somebody chinched on the rebar and you live downstream of a dam, then you might want to wonder about that. But it's the day-to-day shit. Just yesterday, read an article about Ford having its 103rd recall this year. This year, 103 recalls in a year. I talked about, and these are just, we have thousands. We individually have thousands of examples. I talked about how the oil change places stripping the oil pan. So now I got to get a oversized plug. 3 oil changes took me 2 days because they didn't do it right. One didn't put a crush gasket on it. It's leaking. And I've talked about it before, how nearly all my free time, or a majority of it, has gone to fixing shit that people should have done right the first time. Mechanics, cars, contractors, carpenters, the internet. Right, and the internet beforehand, yeah, we have reliable internet. No, you don't. No, you do not. I found out the guy who owned it before would take used routers that were broken and just shuffle them around. That's why we went through 8 routers. Right? Because I have time, and I'm helping the guy install the fucking routers and test the shit. I don't have time for this shit. Another example, I think this happened to everyone under 55. How much time did you waste in college? Because follow your heart, money will follow. Because corporations and employers are too lazy to provide training. Or now they just outsource it to overseas. But we're still going to have you waste 4 to 6 years of your life going to school and being in financial debt for it. I talked about going out, right? When you get older, there's not much new under the sun. So unless you're going to fly an F-16 fighter plane, this, that, like, I don't know. I don't need to go to the nightclub. I don't drink anymore. You know what you really like when you're older? A good sit-down meal. A good dinner after a long day of work. You can't have that anymore. Not at P.F. Chang's. Not in anything taken over by private equity. Food tastes like shit. Your service is fucking a joke. And then I'll always mention it. Great bar, shittiest food. I can't remember the last time I had such shitty food. Born and raised Vegas. This is one of those millennial bars, burger, bar, grill, hometown with American eats. Thank God they don't do the jars for the drink. Have you been to that? You know the food is just not, don't order it. We got a jar. Fucking paper straws. You can't go out and have fun. Can't go out. And when you add up the sum totality, what I've realized is that nearly, not all, but an intolerable and unacceptable amount of the transactions you should be able to do out there, out of your home in the real world, the majority of them are not acceptable. The majority of them are either impossible or they cost way more than what you're getting out of it. And when it's an unacceptable deal, what people are going to do is they're going to change their behavior. I'll give you an example, right? It's a glacially slow molasses moving market and interest rates are high. But I think demand for housing has gone down long-term, has gone down permanently because a majority, it's got to be, of young people simply can't afford housing. And so they've mentally checked out of that and have made changes in their economy, their lifestyle, their long-term planning, where it's like, well, yeah, I'm just not factoring housing into it. They're living at home. They're saving their money. They're whatever, but they're going into trip, but they're not good. You'll see it happen when no one's buying the McMansions. When these baby boomers start dying and young people are like, why would I get a McMansion? You can even see it in having kids, right? Let's just be very clear what's in. Oh my God, where do the men go? Where do the women go? Oh my God, why aren't people having jobs? Because women were raised in this country to hate men, to be obstinate, insufferable, and not marriage material. That's it. They became feminists, right? I don't say that lightly either. You raised women to view men as the enemy or adversaries, or at least competitors. You raised them not to be nice, sweet, kind, or sexually attractive. And I got dead and all that. You got that attitude and like fuck no. And men have made they're just people are getting married. And then you dopey fucking gray pube people. Oh my god, like your Dave Ramsey. We got to get people married. Oh my god, what's going to happen? People have made it, and it was men in this case, right? Just as young people have kind of like, well, I'm giving up on that. And in giving up on that, they don't make any plans to go buy a house, and therefore they're effectively out of it. Same thing with guys. A lot of guys just tap it. Oh, well, I'm not getting married. My old man got divorced 18 times or did, and I've tried to ask. No, it's just not going to happen. Maybe they're about it, and that the consequences is you don't go to nightclubs anymore. Dating apps, which were obviously a newer phenomenon than going out in nightclubs, they're dying off. Wedding venues or wedding related companies are dying off. Like, didn't Dave's Bridal file for bankruptcy 18 times or something in the past 3 years? It's a mentality shift where they're out of the market now. No matter how much, you really need housing. People will find a way around it. You really need sex and to have children. Not if it's that price and costly. They will adjust. They'll go play Nebraska. They'll go do something else. And so you may think, well, people got to go out. Yeah, they got to go out, but they don't have to go to a restaurant, right? How many restaurants are closing, right? Because you low IQ fucks. There's no other way to describe you. I don't think there's something edgy. I think you're just that dumb. You're this genius 104 IQ MBA. Like, you know what? Let's cut costs. That's all you know. Cut costs by cutting quality. Where did our client base go? Oh, and increase prices too. I mean, and it's evidenced by all the private equity companies that file for bankruptcy, or all your companies that you quote own that file for bankruptcy and close down. People they don't have to go out. Why would they go out? The shtick with Charlie Brown and Lucy in the football, it's to display Charlie Brown's naivete. His good-willed nature, his hope and faith in humanity, and how he just keeps getting screwed over by Lucy. People are not Charlie Brown. You go out to enough restaurants and the food is shit, your surface is crap, and your Hooters girls are fat, ugly bundles of fat. No. They're not going to keep kicking the football. Just right now, I would like to go buy a truck. No, I'm not. I'm not spending 25 grand on a truck that has over 100,000 miles. I don't care if it's made by Toyota. I looked at that. I'm like, oh no, no. I'm going to drop the $4,500 and get a new transmission, put in my ancient fucking truck and just drive that a couple more. I am not giving you $250,000, probably what I paid for, obviously not adjusted for inflation, but probably what I spent cumulatively, a little bit shy on an entire 4-year degree for a truck with over 100, more like 150,000 miles. No, it's not happening. I guess I'll just get my old truck to go. And I wonder if new car sales are going to go up or down. But you need transportation? No, here's another thing where people will change it. They'll change it. They don't need a car. They'll take Uber. Obviously, that's kind of still taking a car, but they won't get the driver. They're not going to buy a car. They'll take the subway. They'll take public transportation. People in the South, especially in Vegas, I think it's a great thing. Those electric bikes are all the rage. I'm kind of happy. It's like, well, maybe I should get one because although I don't really go a lot of places. I mean, I go hiking. That's it. I don't really. I go hiking and I go to the gym and I go to the occasional restaurant. I don't go to my cigar lounge anymore. That got shitified. The one I liked. Oh, you're hiring fat, ugly chicks for your wait staff, and your selection went to crap. And then, oh, you're gonna renovate, and it's gonna be a month. Oh no, it's 5 months, and you still don't have cigars in. Get fucked. Absolutely get fucked. People won't get cars. They'll walk to work. They'll work remote. Maybe they'll lease a car at most, but then they'll bike. They'll live at home. They won't. They'll go on welfare. They'll go on disability, and they just won't work. They're not going to commute downtown. And what I realized, like, okay, there's like government. I know your guys' main complaint is probably the government, as is mine. And that is how much we pay in taxes to support parasites. That's most right-leaning people's complaint about the government. It's what percent of our taxes go to pay other people who don't want to work? Full stop. That's it. Or isn't our responsibility? I don't care if it's the kid. That sucks the kid's got cancer. Not my kid, not me. Too fucking bad. I'll donate if I feel like it. But anyway, that's the main complaint. But you can, this goes to the other side where both Republicans and Democrats can and should get together. All the products you buy come from a company. Now, maybe not an expressly Fortune 50 American corporal cocksuck, Bain Consulting, MBA bro from Harvard led piece of shit American corpo. There could be Chinese corporations, which are state-owned enterprise, which is called fascism, but fascism and communism is the same thing, but don't let me bother you with details. Right? Some companies may be formed but privately owned, like Italian cars, although I think they're also owned by the Italian government because fascism, like the real use of the word, not the stuff that somebody I disagree with who wants lower taxes. Oil, right? Comes whatever, it doesn't matter. All the products you buy and rely on to live your fucking life, right? Whether it's gas to get in a car to go to work, or something as simple as me trying to put screws into a thing so I could put up a hook for some robes, which of course those screws strip because they came from China. It doesn't matter where. But if it starts off at 10%, then 20%, then 50%, to what I'm going to say is 70% of the time, I go and try to engage in one transaction of commerce, buying screws. And the screws strip that now I have to spend time backing out the screw with the pliers, going to Lowe's in this case to get American-made screws, which also stripped. So now I have to drill a hole with the drill so that there isn't so much tension that the screw can actually make it in that it won't. I'm not joking. Something that should have taken 5 minutes, I'm spending 2 hours on to hang hangers for robes. Because 70% of the time, the products that are out there are not acceptable. And I don't mean this is an opinion. They don't work. Now, what's going to happen when 70% of the things, the goods and services you corporations are offering do not work or require 17 hours of labor because you didn't make a phone call? Do you think people are going to buy your shit? And this inevitably is what I'm observing it happen already in many regards. Like the future is now always, you just got to look for it. So that's going to happen in the future. Chances are it's already happening. You just don't see it. You look around. But what I'm going to forecast, because it's already happening, is if going out and trying to conduct basic commerce to purchase the goods and services we need fails or creates more work 70% of the time, people are going to stop doing it because it's not worth our time. It's not worth our time. It's not worth my time to work up all this extra money to go overpay for a car that's going to be recalled that doesn't work. No, I'll get a bike, or I'll just not drive. I'll figure something out. No, I'm not going to save all my pennies and dimes to go buy some boomer-infested home that they never took care of and didn't do anything up to code, and now I got $40,000 on top of that with maintenance and repair. No, I don't. I can't. I can't. Education. A lot of young men are getting smart. No, I don't care how much you tell me I need to go to get to school to at minimum get a bachelor's, 6 years to get a master's, and it's going to cost me $125,000. No, I can actually buy a house for that much or put a hefty down payment on it instead for you to not give me a job and only outsource it anyways. And when you have 70%, which is what I'm going to estimate, where it either outright fails or it doesn't work, necessitating more work on your part, or just you to do it yourself, like oil changes and carpentry and all that. If it gets to that level, what's going to end up happening is people are going to be driven to a secular version of being Amish. I got my friend Ryan Steva. He runs the Homestead Consultant, or he is the Homestead Consultant. That's the name of his website, too. I have it linked below. He does all of his own shit. Yeah, he needs a car. Yeah, he needs electricity. But he's got solar panels. He's got a chicken coop. He's got 3 little daughters now. They all blur. They're all running really fast. Is that 2 or 3 or 5? I can't tell. The one has a pet bunny rabbit. What a charmer she was. She was excited. She was excited to have company. He farms. He's got all of his own shit. And what's great about Ryan, yeah, okay, maybe he's got to go and have an incompetent mechanic get his truck running. But that's about the only inefficiency. Otherwise, the rest of his time, he takes his labor and directly benefits from it. There's no intermediary. He doesn't outsource to a corporation. Yes, I'm sure he has to buy clothes. I'm sure he has to buy food. I'm sure some transactions he has to rely on. But he's cut so many transactions out of his life going outside trying to conduct commerce that he doesn't waste his time 70% of that time that he doesn't go out there anymore. And I've done that too. Like, it's just, I just know now. And I gotta, this is where I gotta work on it. I gotta get more into the Amish mindset. Like, no, to even go out there and waste my time thinking I could go to Walmart, get something. No, it's not going to happen. That's why I try to do all my shopping on Amazon through my Amazon affiliate link. Well, I can't use it, but you guys can. You go to assholeconsulting.com/Amazon, because I don't have time to walk through the fat people risking the chance of getting diphtheria or tuberculosis or whatever fucking welfare people collect in terms of checks, but also sick, poor people diseases because you don't clean or bathe, whatever it is you do. I don't have time, and then find out Walmart doesn't have it. Or it's locked behind a cage because we can't trust the people not to steal our shit. Then I got to track down another, hey, do you got the key to this thing? Oh, no, I'll find someone who, fuck this. It's Amazon. It's Amazon. Oh, hey, the car's acting up. Hey, you know what? I'm going to diagnose it myself, look it up on YouTube, fix it myself. And what you're seeing, it's not Amish. Like, no, we're going to grow. That's what we call it, secular Amish, let's just say. I'm not going to grow a beard and change my name to Jebediah Clary. It ain't going to happen. Right? And the fuck if the GF is going to wear one of them full, boring-ass fucking dresses. You're going to keep wearing the American stuff that I like. But we have. Like, the GF cooks all the time now. We in Vegas, fucking Vegas, like thousands of amazing. No, we got 5 regular ones we go to, and then a handful of like the fast and cheap, like a Jimmy John's that had no carbs, that kind of thing. Like, I remember first coming to Vegas, like there's so many restaurants. Like, oh, there's a ramen place, there's around this place, that place. Oh my God. And then you try like 5, 10, 20, maybe 100 of them over 10 years, because that's how long I've been in the Southern Command. You start realizing, oh no, it's just another shit fucking crap, low grade quality. Like you said, like, okay, there's platinum, gold, silver, bronze, tin, and dog shit tier food that Cisco offers. I don't know if that's a fact, but I'm sure they say here are varying qualities. Apparently, if you open up any kind of restaurant in Vegas, you must go dog shit tier quality. We found the 5 restaurants that got staff, they got affordable prices, they got the shit together, and the food is good. 5. I'm not talking fancy sit-down places. I'm just talking like, yeah, that's a good Mexican restaurant. That's a great there's a great Jewish jelly. Oh my God, it's great. There is 2 good steak joints. Echo and Rig is one of them. That's fair. Bob Taylor's Ranch House. The food is all right, but it's old school and classic. But she cooks. Vegas or here, especially here. There's not as many dining options, of course. Why? Because the food is better. And by the time we waste our time driving to whatever restaurant it is to sit down, to wait for Jessup to get around again to, hey, yeah, we're here. Do you like money? And for the food to come out just, no. I remember when you went out and food was better than what you could cook at home, generally speaking. Of course, my girlfriend is an exceptional cook, so the the standard. But I can cook. I could cook food better than the vast majority of restaurants now, and I fucking suck. It's like me being a better journalist than the vast majority of you who went to the Columbia School of Journalism or any journalism school. I'm better than you because you suck. That's how much you suck. I'm not like Mr. Journalism guy over here. I just speak the truth and tell you, well, that's what's happening. You guys are horrible. American journalists and American chefs, horrible. Like, what's his name? Donald Trump, horrible, a disaster. Just an absolute atrocious travesty. You're great, wonderful, the best. You're a wonderful mother. Other mothers, horrible, disasters. I got my mom the Trump mug. She I don't know if she likes Trump or not. I think she was amused. It was like, come on, this is great. Come on, this is funny. You don't have to like Trump to like this coffee cup. So what do you call it when people stay in all the time and they don't go to nightclubs and they eat at home and they make their own food or they grow their own food or they fix their own shit or they fix their own house and they don't outsource anything and they abandon the division of labor? You know what you get? You get secular Amish. And again, maybe we're not all going off the grid. Maybe we're all not wearing our long dresses and growing our beards with our straw hats. Maybe I do go out 30% of the time to whatever. I mean, I use modern banking. I use a cell phone and all that. But compared to me 10 years ago, dude, I am so much more off the grid. And by the grid, I don't mean the electrical grid. I mean the old school traditional economy grid, right? Just something simple like, right, oil changes, right? You should be able to just go get your oil changed. No, you can't do that. Running conduit, technically that should be the company, I guess. The internet company should do that, right? No, I don't have time to rely on you. I need this shit done yesterday. The IT guy who ran the previous wireless internet thing, swapping out used modems and routers when I guess they fry or they break after a bit. And that's why I went through 8. Really? I can do this shit. And you know what? We're going to have to. Because mark my words, by the time you're done, going out, having somebody screw it over, say, I can't do that, waiting for the parts to come in. Oh, we got the wrong parts. Oh, we did this wrong. Oh, we gave you food point. Well, if you did, come back this time. Oh, I know. Billy ain't in. Oh, Jesse ain't here. Well, our billing got screwed. By the time you're done fucking around with them outside, when you're done fucking around with them, you could have just stayed at home, looked it up on YouTube, pick yourself up a skill, and fixed it yourself for cheaper and, god damn it, man, 95% of the time better. 95% of the time better. And you corporations, you don't realize, I mean, again, the future is now. You could say, I'll give you another industry where it's happening. Do any of you, like the Amish, don't go to movies? Do you guys go to movies? I don't go to movies anymore. The last movie I went to, I was really looking forward to it. The Accountant 2. It was really good. And then we could see. We could see. You had some inexperienced, lazy, talentless writers or directors where the final scene was just not believable at all. You couldn't have hired a military consultant to tell you how would 2 professionally trained assassins attack a compound. How would they do it to liberate kids on a bus? By the way, I'm not ruining the movie. Don't bother seeing the movie. That all you had to do, you probably could have, for 50 grand, gotten yourself an ex-Marine or special ops guy or a military expert in that in raiding compounds. You could have just hired that person. This is what they would do. Nope. You got a 28-year-old, no military experience, English majoring fuckwit and then they just charge the front gates and magically no bullets hit them. 2 against 50. And the 2 guys don't get hit by a single bullet. Like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not going to movies ever again. I tried Borderlands 4, right? I bought it just to find out if it was woke. Another thing came out of left field. It was broken. It didn't work. You think people are going to keep buying video? Ghost of Yote estimated to be about half the sales of Ghost of Tsushima, which was a groundbreaking video game about 4 or 5 years ago. People aren't buying your video games anymore. People aren't going to movies anymore. They're not acceptable. I don't watch TV. I'm not watching Netflix. I'm not watching Amazon. I'm not. Why? Why? I'm going to go outside and hike more. When I'm done doing all the other contractor, mechanic, whatever type of stuff that other people, internet provide, when I'm done doing all their jobs, you think I'm going to go celebrate by watching a movie? You think I'm going to buy a fancy sports car? You think I'm going to engage in just basically purchasing liabilities from you guys out there that aren't going to work? And it's what, a recall, I got to get it fixed, or the plastic thing should have been a metal thing, and no. Like Coach Greg Adams, you know what I want? I want peace and quiet. I'm going to go for hikes. I'm going to play poker with my buddies. I'm going to go climb mountains. I'm going to go fossil hunt. I got my old Honda motorcycle. I am never getting a Harley. Sorry, I'm never getting an Indian either. I'm going to stick with Japanese products because they work. I'm going to do my own auto. I'm going to do more than what I was doing before of my motorcycle maintenance repair. I am not buying any fucking shit from you. I'm going to become a secular modern day Amish guy. I'm not going out to eat. I'm not dealing with you. There's me and there's you. It's us and them. There's inside and outside. I'm going to focus on inside. I'm going to focus on me. I'm going to focus on us. Even like, me and the GF were pretty busy people. You know why we clean our own stuff? I don't trust someone to come in here and not steal the few nice things I have. Sorry. I would be the perfect candidate for having a cleaning service. Yes, that would be nice. You know what? I just vacuumed today. Because I can't trust you guys to do it. I can't trust you to show up on time. I can't trust you not to steal shit. And once outside, especially Corpos and the products you sell cannot be relied upon to the point it just costs us more. And don't even get me started about the mental cost you pay having to do other people's jobs, where I had to drive to fucking Napa Auto Parts to go grab the fucking products that should have been delivered 3 weeks ago. Like, what's so hard about the guy on the phone and you can't haul it like literally 2 miles that way? Well, I'm sorry, I'm too busy banging my sister. We're Napa Auto Parts. The mental pain, like, no kidding. Like, I want to murder you. I want to reach across there and then take your head, mail it to the CEO, say, hey, this is what happens. This is what happens when you guys act so fucking stupid, unreliable that we got to do your job for you. That would be evil and wrong. But there's this glimpse, just this vision you got. Like, would that send a message? Would the CEO of Napa, if he's not too busy fucking his sister, would that wake him up? Hey, wait a second. We got a quality. No. You know what's best? Don't even bother with it. Get the parts online. Go to Auto Trade. Go wherever. Get the part. Give it to the mechanic. Hey, I know it's hard in this industry to get parts delivered. Here are the parts. All right. Oh, you can't fix it now? Let's set up an appointment so I can come in here with my car and you can fix this now. Only in so far that you got a lift and I don't. It's going to be the same thing as Disney. It's going to be the same thing as American Women with Marriage. It's going to be the same thing as college education, especially for men, young men. People will do without you. They will go home and do anything else. And that again, I've said it before. The number one thing that determines your standard of living is how much fun you have. We can't even have fun. You can't go out and have movies. You can't go out and have a good meal. I can't go out and I can't go to right concert. I told you about the concert I went to. Had to go through Ticketmaster. Had to download 3 fucking apps. Just no, I'm not good. What was originally $50 ended up being like a $78 a night with parking and all. No, no. I'm going to take my headphones. I'm going to listen to the great one. I'm going to listen to my nerd podcast. I'm going to go out and I'm going to hike. And I'm never buying your fucking shit again. And I don't know what you corporations are going to do when people stop buying your shit. Not because it's like, or they don't like it because they can't afford it. They can't afford the price. They can't afford the complications and the future expenses it's going to incur either financially or their time to fucking deal with it. They can't deal with my phone, this phone. I said 55 individual updates. Just update. You think people are going to get cars with computers on boards and tracking devices and this and that, especially when you got 103 recalls? You will have no clients. I mean, you always will, right? There'll always be suckers who want to work for the big four, but it's dwindling. It's fewer and fewer because nobody wants to work 80 hours a week for 65 grand a year in a downtown major metro, which is equivalent of working $32,000 a year. No one wants to do that anymore. I don't know if you corporations have thought long term, like, hey, if we keep outsourcing and we never pay people a living wage and we don't hire people in America, who's going to buy your shit? America's the largest consumer market in the world. Well, not for long. Well, who's going to buy your products that don't? Who's going to buy your screws that strip? Who's going to go see your movie about whatever, Super Shanae and the magical black lesbian in a wheelchair? Who's going to buy? No kidding. Goes to Yote. Surprise, the end is two lesbians getting together, raising an adopted kid in Edo period Japan. Who's going to buy that shit? No one's going to buy your shit. No one. I don't know. And then you do your magical capital markets switcheroo. Well, we're going to do a leverage buy. We're going to take it. We're going to take. I don't care what you do. What I'm fascinated how Ubisoft, which made just a bunch of shit, piss, low quality woke video games. Somehow they got bought out by Tencent. Like, how do you make money? Like, their owners, they were a French group. They purposely managed it into the ground for some reason. Don't know why, but they did. Somehow there's a magic that comes out. Well, does the Chinese buy us out altogether? Yeah, did the Saudis bought out Electronic Arts, right? Is that what happens? Don't know why you'd buy them, but what was the other one? Yeah. Match Group and Bumble, which are two separate publicly traded firms. What's the deal? You don't provide dates. How are you going to match? Are you going to sell to a conglomerate? And then there's the flowery language, but nowhere do you guys at the end of the day produce a product that works. Just through the magic of the stock market or the public markets funds, you guys make away with a couple million or maybe even $1 billion, and the stock price somehow magically goes up when nobody makes a damn profit or a quality product. At the end, it will end. I mean, unless the Saudis came in and started cleaning up house. Nope, we're making boobs, guns, and more boobs with more guns type of video games. Unless they came in and did that. I don't know what you're going to do with Electronic Arts. I don't know what Tencent's going to do with Ubisoft's IP. Maybe they're going to add tits and guns. That's what they did with Marvel Rivals. Well, what if you're not going to make a product, your products aren't going to work, you're not going to make the phone call, you're not going to do this right, you make it literally impossible to do work for you. Do not be surprised when people just like, fuck it, why would I work? Why would I buy? No, we're not going out. We're staying at home. I mean, it's going to drive the nuclear effect. We're going to go to, no kidding. You know what people might do? They might go to church. Assuming that has been co-opted by some feminist Marxist shit, assuming they're not like, shitting on Jesus's face right there. Okay. But they're going to go to church. Why? Because I don't know. I know you could screw up a sermon, but was there a sermon? Yeah. Did they sing the song? Sure. Okay. Was it a collection plate? And if you're Catholic, you did your calisthenics? Yeah. Okay. Well, there you went to church. So that's the people we talked to. Maybe people will be driven back into the arms of others. Maybe community will form again, because it sure the fuck ain't going to be buying one of your fancy cars to go into a nightclub to get your fancy clothes. Anyway, you'll see that trend. I have link below if you'd like to accelerate on that trend and increase your standards of living. by abandoning corporate fucking bullshit that you can't afford anyway. Get this book, Zero World Problems. Standards of living in the post-materialist economy. It's becoming more so because it's just, there's no reason. Oh, you want to fly here and go to this concert? No, I don't want to go to this concert. How are you going to fuck me over? Like, really? You want to go to this game? No, I don't want to go to the game. You want to go to this restaurant? No, I don't want to go to that restaurant. So get this book, Zero World Problems. You could bypass the whole fucking, bro, I need a truck, bro. Also linked below is my friend Ryan's site, The Homestead Consultant. He also has a YouTube channel, which he comes up with incredibly clever stuff. I've known him for ages. He used to be a tenant of mine. Great guy. Just a great guy. Check him out. And if you wanted some, he consults on how to set up a homestead. Yeah, that's about it. Let's go to the super chats. Chris, $5. My apartment building has the washer and dryer machines on an app. Exactly. Can't use them without downloading the app. Exactly. No, just, you know what? Say no. I'll wash my stuff in the sink. Really, don't get these machines. Do the research. No, I'm not getting. Somebody was talking about how you don't put quarters anymore in the oh, you're talking like the okay, I think that's you then, Chris. Yeah. Anthony Ciaratino, our Italian agent in the field, $10. At my oil change place, they forgot to put oil back in the car. Yep. You have to. Here's something you could do. Audit the work. Every time you go in, before you drive away, you audit the work. Discount Tire cut some wires. Tires. Didn't put the fucking long enough stems in and then charged me or tried to charge me when I said, hey, put them back. And they still didn't put long enough stems in, right? Because I got time to go get stems put into tires 3 fucking times. You are dealing with adult children. You need to babysit every single one of these fucks. To the chickens, $2. Never been a better time to buy physical books. Yep, I buy. Hey, Femboy Fantasia, look who's back. $2. I was right about truck prices. Yeah, you were. So was Ray. Raymond's Thoughts and Minds. Generation Apollo, $5. Internet was more fun when it was mostly small sites and message boards. Now, majority of all the web content is trash, concentrated on a few big tech sites. Dude, I can't even watch my channels I used to watch anymore. It's all shock, Hassan, oh, drama, chaos. Ah! Oh, fuck. That piece of paper won't move. Mark Magana, $5. I have an ancient truck too, and my trans went about 4 years ago. Most replacements suck. Ended up going to a speed shop and doing a stage 2 rebuild. I'm wondering if I got to do that. I wonder if I should rebuild my transmission or get a new one. Ass bucket, $2. Public transit is Cappy turning down. No, I like the bus. I took the bus in Vegas. I take the bus to the airport. Back when I didn't have friends to give me a ride. Now I have enough friends to give me a ride. But I didn't mind the bus. They especially had an express shuttle. Got me real close to where I was in Henderson. I don't mind it. Alex Patino, a truck driver Latino agent in the field. $5. What's that song? No. The world's smallest violin. Yeah, I can't. You mark my words. You guys will see it. You're going to see a lot of companies like Ubisoft or EA, maybe even Target or Disney, get bought out by a larger entity, maybe foreign, maybe a sovereign wealth fund. And we'll see what happens going forward. But I don't think just because it was bought out by the Saudis or the Chinese that they're going to start creating a good product at a fair price. I don't. If some corporation gets their head out of their ass and really, hey, there's a real big market for it, that would not only make them a lot of money, but also drastically improve our standards of living. I'm not kidding, guys. It's just cut. You want a case for minimalism? It's why go out there? Look, very simple. When you went to a movie, at the end of the movie, you should be happy. It should be a happy experience. Like, oh, that was a good movie. Now it's like, why did I get lectured about being a white dude and having a penis? And Shaniqua Shanae is the strong, independent, don't need no man, girl boss. And on top of it, the movie was not only political leftist shit, it was a horrible movie on top of it. Why? And now you're agitated. Now you're angry. I got an idea. Like literally, it's so bad. I rarely recommend this. It is so bad. How bad is it? It's so bad. I would even recommend reading a book before going out there and dealing with them. That's how bad it is. What I'd really recommend is that everyone get in shape and have sex at home. That would be a fun time, but we know there's a group of people that won't say which group it is. Talk about a pain in the ass to go. You got a better shot of getting a Ford, have it fixed on time and on budget. 103 recalls, and you get a group of people, I won't say who, to like, oh yeah, let's go have sex. That'd be fun. Oh, well, okay. Won't say who. Chipotle, don't go to Chipotle. They run out of steak, green peppers, onions, lettuce, and tortillas. Yep. To the chickens, $2. Just imagine the hospital. Oh, don't even start me about the medical system. Don't even, dude. I got a quote. See, I can't buy health insurance, right? The previous health insurance company didn't say anything, or they flooded my inbox with so many emails. I didn't get the one where it said, "Oh yeah, we're dropping your coverage." So I've been without health insurance for about a year and a half now. I'm like, well, I'll just go get some. You have to wait for an enrollment period. Oh, fuck all of you. And the quotes I was getting, I did the math. I'm like, okay, so based on my savings now, if I just take your money and throw it in the S&P 500 that I would have given you in premiums, I would have $250,000, which would pay for an open heart surgery. So 3 years, if I could just not die or get hit by a truck, it's cheaper to just self-insure now. Fuck you. Yeah, it's health insurance is a joke. But really, I mean, I know a lot of you have kids and a lot of you maybe have health conditions, but honestly, America, just stop paying for health insurance. I mean, really, put them out of fucking business. No, we're not doing this shit anymore. I have a guy, his card's right here. He claims he can get me affordable catastrophic. We'll find out. And then here's another one, right? American Family Insurance, right? I'll tell everybody about you, American Family. Why did I have to work literally almost a month full time, proving to you that I suffered a lot of electrical damage at my house when it got struck by a bolt of fucking lightning? And I had the satellite dish to prove, there's a chunk of metal removed from it. And they're like, no, that's not. Oh, we had someone go out there and none of that stuff is broken. Oh, yeah? A month of my fucking time. And then you guys finally paid up. The fuck out of here. Why would anyone get insurance? I get it. I understand, Luigi. I understand. I don't approve, but man, do I understand. Here you go, Zero World Problems. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. We'll see you guys later, Toodles.